Okay, so welcome to the review for the Viltrox 23mm f1.4 for Fujifilm. Now I'm actually using this lens to record me right now, but here are some photos right here. The lens is cheaply built, to be honest with you. Okay, it's got a nice clickless aperture ring, which I like a lot, and it's pretty lightweight. It's not heavy. Don't need to measure it. Don't need to weigh it. It's a light lens. Okay, that's all you need to know. It's very light. But the real question is this: does it take good photos? And in my opinion, it takes amazing photos, especially when you consider the price. It's very cheap, very affordable. The Fujifilm 23 f1.4 version is actually double the price, and it doesn't even take. I would say the image quality is on par. The only negative thing I can say about this lens is that there's a little bit of fringing in the corners, and there's a little bit of blue chromatic aberration sometimes when you shoot at f1.4. It's not really a big deal. You can kind of get rid of it in post. But I find when like the leaves or the trees blend in with the sky, I find it happens quite a bit. I find it happens sometimes. So something to keep in mind. But the real question, the real value of this lens, and the real reason why I wanted to buy this lens is to see, does it take good photos? Does this lens work reliably well? Does the autofocus work? Is the image quality nice? Is it sharp? And my answer is yes. This lens is very sharp. This lens focuses very fast. And I love taking portraits on this lens. I take portraits. Now this is my B camera, my B lens. I do have a full frame Nikon that I use for most professional shoots. But I get so much fun out of using this lens that I almost consider it for professional use. I take photos of my girlfriend, of our friends. I take portraits of whenever we go traveling, whenever we go hiking, whenever we go camping. I take photos whenever we, go downtown, walk around. I shoot in the nighttime all the time in this lens. The f1.4 comes in so handy all the time. f2 is okay, but with this Fujifilm X-T2 that I use, I really need to shoot in a low ISO for photos and for videos. And this lens lets me really stop at a low aperture and really use that f1.4. I use it all the time. And while it's not the sharpest, I find if you're at a reasonably close distance, it really gives you some nice, pleasing bokeh. Another thing to mention, another drawback of this lens is that the minimum focusing distance is not that great. You can't really put your camera right up to a subject and get it in focus. It's disappointing. That is a little bit disappointing. And that's the one thing where the Fujifilm variety has over it. But honestly, this is a great lens. I'm able to take some wonderful photos for it. I'm happy having it as a travel camera, as a B camera. And I love the price. And this lens is actually making me want to take out the Fujifilm X-T2 more and more. It's wanting me to. This lens makes me want to stay with Fujifilm for the long term because I don't think I'm ever going to sell this X-T2. I mean, I can use this as a travel camera, and I'm so happy with it. So that's my review. Definitely go buy it if you're on a budget and you want a 35mm prime lens. In fact, if you have only one lens to choose from, I would choose this over the kit lens that they have. The kit lens is a great lens too, but this 23mm f1.4 is just so sharp. You can stop down at f1.4, and you can really get some nice bokeh, get some nice sharpness in the middle. It's a fantastic lens to use, and it's my one all-around lens that I take everywhere all the time. So, thank you for watching my review, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you buy the lens. Thank you.